And I'd like to now welcome the members of the Agriculture, Water, Energy, Sustainability Committee. To my far right, Council Member Gregor Iligan and Council Member Zendo Kern and Council Member Drew Kanuha, Council Member Karen Eoff, and to my far right, Fresh Onishi and Council Member Jay Yoshimoto and Council Member Val Poindexter. And right here is hiding Brenda Ford. Thank you. So I'll now call this meeting to order. And at this time, I'd like to take statements from the public. And please be advised, I'll do my best to cut you off at 3 minutes. Corey Harden. And would you state your name and who you're speaking on behalf and what item or items?
Yeah, Corey Harden speaking for myself on Communication 90 nominations for the Game Management Advisory Commission. I'm repeating comments I made several months ago when this commission was being set up. The comments are still relevant. There's many ways to address the concerns that hunters have, not just this commission. For example, Rob Shetlenberger, a conservation biologist and a hunter, suggested completing management guidelines for state lands so the most endangered lands can be preserved, and then the other less vulnerable lands could be used for subsistence and recreation. Also increasing access to non-endangered lands with fenced stepovers, remote shelters, and more trails, and using public hunters when possible for ungulate control. For this commission, some people want only hunters, fishers, and gatherers to be members. But the commission recommendations would have our county's name on them and would go to county agencies as well as state and federal agencies. So we need sound recommendations, and I think that requires both on-the-ground and scientific expertise. I hear people saying, oh, the hunting areas are disappearing. But as you can see from the map, about 1 acre out of every 4 on Hawaii Island is a public hunting area. It's about 600,000 acres in all. I hear people saying, oh, the game animals are disappearing. But actually, wild ungulates are increasing rapidly in both range and numbers. Wild pigs can produce 2 litters every year and keep that up for 10 or more years. Feral pigs reproduce so fast that if you fence off a small area and you want to cut their number in half every year, you need to take out 70% of the pigs every year. Mouflon numbers doubled every 3 or 4 years in the Kahuku area of Mauna Loa, and 8 mouflon turned into over 2,500 estimated mouflon over 36 years. Some people say ungulates are good. Can you
summarize, Corey?
Because they eat invasive plants, but they do a lot of other things. Pigs eat nestlings of ground nesting birds. Pigs can become reservoirs and vectors of disease that can spread to livestock, wildlife, pets, and humans. Pigs can contaminate produce, and in their wallows, mosquitoes grow and they spread disease to endangered birds. Axis deer caused $1 million or more damage in Maui in just 2 years.
Okay, can you sum up?
We need, I think, both scientists and hunter on-the-ground people on this commission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Corey. Okay, turning to Kona. Do you have someone testifying there in Kona? Okay, Pat Pacheco for Communication 97.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Good. And state your name and where you're from.
I'm a long-time hunter from this island, yeah.
Is it on your mic, on
No, it's not.
the button?
There's a bar at the bottom of the base.
You got it.
You got me now?
Yeah.
Okay, my 3 minutes starts now.
Yeah, that's right.
All
Don't
right.
worry about it.
Fair? Okay. We call the shots fair, okay? All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pat Pacheco. As I look around right now, I see new faces in the county council. Welcome. And I hope your decision-making is for the people and by the people, okay? Thank you. I come here to just evaluate on what you just saw on by Corey. Now, the picture they show you, and it's been happening all the time, every time, that the map, they show a map that the hunters have a lot of area. But do you know that that area is not the area that we hunt, okay?
Sit a little bit
All right,
so
all
we
right,
hear
all
you
right,
better.
I got it. That the area that they are saying that we have, it's all, even animals don't like staying in that land. I mean, on the map looks a lot, but take a walk in that area. I do. I know what I'm talking about. It's area where you can get hurt. The animals don't want to live there. This is the kind of land they give us. They said, oh, hunters, you have a lot of land there. But that's not true. They're not giving you the real picture of the land itself. If you go there and look what they are giving us, we're getting opala. The real forest is the hapu'u forest that we have had for so many years. And we don't have it. I don't need it, really. We don't have. Because why? Because they come down here with their scientists and biologists and all and say, this land here is for us. See, the whole thing of this is not about animals and about money or anything. It's about taking the land. If you take away from the hunters, they won't be there. And if they're not there, they have all what they want, to use what they want. What about the people? We live in an island surrounded by water. We don't have food, and jobs are scarce. People, listen to this, county council. It's going to happen that you take away the food from the people are going to have to eat. How are they going to eat? They got to survive. Do you know that hunters don't hunt in the daytime now? They hunt at night. Why? Because nobody's around and nobody can see. Think about it. These people are going to create a problem. The state, DNR are going to create a problem that you, the police, and everybody else cannot cope with it. Look, listen to me what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's going to be a catastrophe, stealing, killing. Is this what we're headed for? The choice is yours, the choice that you make. I hope it's wise so the people can have what they want and have the food that they need all the time from the ocean and from the mountain. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Bob Patrici?
Maybe this one will work better. Aloha, County Council Chairman and Council. Thank you for having testimonies here today. So I was involved with Pat Pacheco and Tony Silva, Anthony Sylvester when they were creating this commission, and so I got to sit in on a bunch of the meetings and everything. And one of the things that came out with is the existing groups or panels that put these things together don't really include any of the hunters and stuff like NARS, and so whoever makes these determinations at the state level on which lands are going to be removed don't really include people like Pat and Tony, the actual people that hunt. So that's how that idea came forward, and they don't want a bunch of scientists and stuff on there because they already have that input already comes from other groups. So we need a group that is going to be that the local people that use the land can actually have a real say in. So and then but I'm looking at the list of names here, and it looks like a lot of the original names have been replaced. So I would hope that maybe you guys could restore some of the original people that were going to be, that when the groups were meeting and put this together, they put forth a list of names who they wanted to see on that group, and I noticed a lot of those names aren't here anymore. So that's all I got on that. And then on the
county, state, and federal agencies on matters related to the preservation of subsistence hunting and fishing, as well as protecting traditional and cultural gathering rights.
Okay, may I have a motion to close file on communication 90?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Drew Kanuha and seconded by Fresh Onishi. Okay, at this time, I'd like to bifurcate the consideration and take each nominee individually.
Okay, we'll do that. Good afternoon, Chair and members of the committee. From Council District 1, we have here today Mr. Willie Joe Camara for a 5-year term. Mr. Camara is a lifelong resident of Hawaii. He's employed by Veterinarian Associates as a veterinary technician, and he states that he is not affiliated with any political party.
Hello.
Hello. Would you like to say a little bit about why you are interested in being on this committee and sort of what your vision is?
Okay, sure. Well, I'm third generation hunter. Grew up in Ahualoa on the Hamakua side. Went off to college, had to come back because really the hunting and fishing is really part of me. I'd like to be on this commission just because I feel that in the past even 30 or 40 years, we've, as sportsmen, have kind of not had a voice anymore. I think I can bring an open-mindedness to it, because I do understand some science that is involved, and we don't disagree with a lot of that, but I just think we need to have more of a voice when in some decision-making for the sportsmen of the island and even in the state.
Okay, discussion, start with Val?
Yeah, I've known your grandparents and your parents, and I must say they have so much years of public service, and it's just so wonderful to see that you have inherited that. It's in your blood, and I want to thank you for your commitment to serve. So thank you so much, Willie Joe.
Yes, Jay.
Madam Chair, I think we need to have a separate motion for Mr. Camara.
Yes.
To accept his nomination, and then...
Okay, before we discuss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you make the motion?
Yeah.
I move to accept Willie Joe onto the game management.
Okay, so motion by Councilmember Poindexter and second by Councilmember Kern. Okay, further discussion? Anyone further? Okay, may I say something? Okay, it's really good to have you on there, and I'm glad that you see the importance of having a voice down where the decision making is involved, and I think it'll make it a lot more palatable to have everyone's voice right from the beginning. And I appreciate also your sense of balance and looking at the different issues. Thank you very much, and thank you for all you do at Veterinary Associates.
Thank you.
Okay, so.
I don't question your service. I just want to say thank you for stepping up. As a young generation, I just want to say thank you for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we should call for the vote.
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 9 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Camara.
Okay. And can I ask, is it all right if it's unnecessary for him to return to the full council meeting? Okay. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
You're good, and congratulations. And maybe stay for just until the others come up so we can congratulate you individually if you have time. Okay.
Okay, the mayor's nominee from Council District 2 is Mr. Dwayne D. Yoshina. Okay, Mr. Yoshina is a lifelong resident of Hawaii. From 1981 to 2007, he was employed by the state of Hawaii as an elections administrator. He states that he is a Democrat.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve and accept the nomination of Mr. Yoshina.
Second.
Okay, that was motioned by Councilmember Yoshimoto and second by Councilmember Kern. Okay, and any...
Second.
Okay. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your vision and how you came about deciding you'd like to be on this commission?
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for the nomination. I am a lifelong member of the Hawaii community. I was born in Hilo, grew up in Kona, graduated from Konawaina High School many years ago. I'm probably the oldest guy on the commission, and basically I'm a classical and traditional conservationist of the Aldo Leopold type of pedigree. And I think over the years I've seen the need to have balance in our environmental policies. And therefore, I'm also a hunter. And after I retired from state service, I came back to the island. And I began to listen to what was going on, and I began to understand that there was a lot being said about our lands and the federal policies that have come down, the state policies that have come down. And I'd like to see a lot more balance in our policies. I grew up in a time when we could go out and gather meat for the table and have a living off that. And more and more what I see is less and less of that. So that's what I'd like to bring to the table.
Okay.
And I'd like to bring some balance, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any discussion?
Thank you. Mr. Yoshina, how long have you been living on the island since your retirement?
Since 2007.
Okay, so 5 years. And how much hunting have you done?
Well, I go almost every year during bird season.
Okay, so you're a bird hunter.
Well, I used to be a mammal hunter, but there's less and less opportunities to go mammal hunting. So
Okay.
I do that on Lanai, or I go to Ulupalakua once in a while.
Okay. So could you explain a little more by what you mean balance? And you say you're somewhat into conservation. You say you are or have been a hunter. What do you see as the imbalance on this island?
Well, I see a lot of our policies being heavily weighted toward what I call preservation policies. And I'm not against that, but I think there are other issues or interests and needs that need to be included in those deliberations. And so I'd like to see those.
Thank you. I yield.
Is there any other discussion? No? Then, Mr. Clerk, can you please take the vote?
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
No.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 8 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Yoshina.
And 1 no.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, and congratulations. And if you have time, if you could stay for a little bit.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
could we see if the fellow
Yes.
council members want him to come back?
Yeah. Any problem? You do not need to come back for the full council meeting. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, from Council District 3, we have Mr. Anthony H. Sylvester, who is here today also. Mr. Sylvester is being nominated for a 2-year term. He's a lifelong resident of Hawaii, employed by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory as a systems specialist. He states that he is not affiliated with any political party.
Okay, and can I have a motion?
Move to approve and accept the nomination of Mr. Sylvester to the commission.
Second. Okay. Motion by Councilmember Yoshimoto and a second from Councilmember Kern. And Mr. Sylvester, can you tell us about yourself and this committee and how you see it, envision it?
Aloha Council Committee on Agriculture, Water, and Energy Sustainability. This is a vision for the commission, is manage all wildlife as a sustainable resource for current and future generations. And the mission statement is to preserve and protect our island way of life, be it public access, hunting, fishing, gathering, or other uses of our public lands. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we worked on, and then I'll tell a little bit about myself. I'm honored to be here today as a nominee to the newly created Game Management Advisory Commission, and we call it the GMAC. Many of us worked long and hard to assist in the formation of this commission. Mahalo to all. It has been without a doubt a challenge, a formidable task, but one of great purpose and conviction. You see, for far too long, on many issues, our island people have lost their voice. They no longer have a say in our land, air, or water. What was and still is important to our way of life has been swept under the rug, and this must change. Today, with your approval, we have a chance to move forward, one step closer to expressing our voice. Not in any old way, but in a manner consistent with our community, government agencies, and our political leaders. I have been fortunate over the past 6 months to work with our community and government agencies and our political leaders. I've personally witnessed what it takes to be sensible, work with our leaders in a coherent fashion, and achieve results. As a third-generation island hunter, fisherman, and gatherer, I know all well the importance of food sustainability. From a little boy growing up in Waikiuka, I learned from that early age the importance of all our resources. My dad was an avid fisherman, game bird, and a goat hunter. I spent much of my childhood watching my dad until I was old enough to join him by his side and fish the cliffs of Maku, Kalapana, Mahokona. We spent months of April and September fishing large schools of Wahanui, Vekiula, Aukuli from Salt Point and Manuka. I first learned to hunt game birds on the slopes of our beloved Mauna Kea. Shortly after, I joined my father in the hunt for goat and then sheep. Hunting and fishing has brought us food to our table. The time spent with my father was priceless. I am very grateful for that. His love of the outdoors, the respect of life where nothing is wasted, and the skill and responsibility I learned proved invaluable. I too share this with my sons and daughter. They fish and dive, but more so they love to hunt. And I love to hunt with them. And for them and all our future generations, I am here today. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions or further discussion?
Tony, I just want to thank you for stepping up to the plate. And I've been at one of the meetings when my brother called you folks together, and I hope the best, and I hope the state does listen to you folks for you folks' recommendations. Thank you.
Tina, thank you very much. And Mr. Clerk, can you please take the vote?
Ms. Eoff?
Aye. Aye.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie of 9 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Sylvester.
Okay, thank you very much, and I see no need for you to return to full council. Thank you.
Chair, I move to approve Mr. Boatman to the Game Management Advisory Commission.
Second.
Okay. Is he here today?
Mr. Beltman? From Council District 4, we have Mr. Paul Beltman for a 4-year term. He's a lifelong resident of Hawaii and employed by HELCO as an information services supervisor. He states that he is not affiliated with any political party.
Okay, do I have, we had a motion, so at this point, do we have any further, okay, yes, I should. Thank you for coming here today. Would you like to state your name and where you're from and what your vision is of this commission?
Sure. Thank you very much, council members, for this opportunity to help serve our Big Island. I wrote up a short little statement over here. Sorry if some of it sounds like the same old stuff again. I think a lot of the sentiment is shared by all of us in the commission. I originally grew up on Oahu on the Waianae Coast. I moved to the Big Island shortly after high school. I've lived here ever since. I reside in Hawaiian Paradise Park with my wife, who grew up on the Big Island. I have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. I have a vested interest in the Big Island because it's my home now. With all this talk about self-sufficiency, sustainability, renewables, and self-reliance, it's no wonder when the people of the Big Island voted on proposal number 6, it passed by almost a margin of 2-1. So many people on the Big Island are connected to either hunting or fishing. I think it sends a clear message that the people are tired of business as usual. They want to see real change brought about. I was told once that the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I think we've had far too much of that for far too long. We have gone for so long without proper management of our resources. It is no wonder the things are the way they are now. I truly believe there is a way we can strike a balance with what we have, but it's not going to be brought about by building fences or shooting animals from a helicopter. We need to look at what we have and make the best of it, to make sensible decisions that benefits the people of the Big Island. We need to be good stewards of the resources given to us, that when we pass on a legacy to future generations of sustainability and self-reliance. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. Yes, Council Member Iligan.
Mahalo, Chair. Mr. Bowman, I just want to say thank you for coming to my office, and I got a chance to talk to you. I like the fact that you were very proactive in that, and I look forward to the fine work that you'll do in this commission. Keep talking to me and do good.
Thank you.
Any further comments? Yes, sir.
Ms. Ford. Can you explain what type of hunting you do, how often you do it?
I do mammal hunting. I go about once a month.
Anything further? Seeing none. Mr. Clerk?
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 9 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Bootman.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think we can say you do not have to come back to the full council meeting. Thank you. And if you can stick around, if you have time, so we can individually congratulate you. Thank you.
Okay. From Council District 5, we have Thomas H. Lodge.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I move to have Thomas H. Lodge join the Hunting and Advisory Commission.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember. We have a second. Okay, so we have a motion by Councilmember Kern and a second by Councilmember Onishi. Thank you. And aloha, Mr. Lodge.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here in front of you folks this afternoon. It's an honor to be solicited for this commission. Listening to some of the impassioned statements that were said earlier, it's hard to add to them, but there's a couple of them that is particularly to me as to why I think it's important that we're here. One of them, Tony was talking about hunting with his dad and how he grew up in that environment of hunting and fishing. And, you know, the way things are going right now, he may be the last generation that's going to be able to do that. And it's important that, you know, we have a voice. And they talk about stakeholders in that forest. Everybody in this room is a stakeholder in that forest, but not too many of us in this room have a voice. And that's what we try to bring to, I think, when you talk about balance, you know, is to involve all of the stakeholders. And hopefully we, as a voice, can try and encourage that with the DLNR. And we came about because of, you know, months of testimony that you saw all around the island as a dissatisfaction, not only with hunting, but also with fishing and some of the other areas. And hopefully we can bring a voice to bring people together. And that's why I'm honored to be here, actually.
Okay, thank you very much. And any further discussion? Questions? No. Mr. Clerk?
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 9 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Lodge.
Okay, congratulations. I don't think you need to come back. And if you do have time to stick around, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and District...
Okay, from Council District 6, we have Mr. Francis L. Benavides for a 3-year term. He's a lifelong resident of Hawaii from 1979 to 2011. He was employed by the Federal Aviation Administration as an engineering manager and technician. He states that he is not affiliated with any political party.
Okay, thank you for coming today. And motion?
Madam Chair, I move that Francis L. Benavides be join the Game Management Advisory Commission.
Thank you. Second. Okay, motion by Councilmember Kern and second by Councilmember Onishi. And can you tell us about yourself and what your vision is of this commission?
Thank you very much. I'm a 4th generation Hiloan. I'm sure most of you know my dad. I have had a hunting license for a long time, but I've never hunted. I try to fish maybe once a quarter. I really try, but I'm never successful as some of my friends. So, however, I'm a strong advocate for conservation. I've been in conservation as a volunteer since I was 11 when Mr. Ron Bachman was young, working on the Nene up at Puakaloa. I'm an advocate for subsistence hunting. I see families that need, and this is a wonderful opportunity to exploit these the mammal resources as well as fish. I do a lot of volunteer work. I'm a law enforcement officer for DLNR in Maui. So I understand Hawaii administrative rules, Hawaii revised statutes when it comes to game management. And I very well understand, more than most, Hawaii gathering rights and the problems that the state constitution has, as well as HRS 1-1 and 7-1, in trying to recognize this. I feel they don't have as much of a chance. Most of the cases end up in court for the court to decide. So I think GMAC has a wonderful opportunity to make some progress here. Vision. I've had a vision for many years, talked to the feds and state about having a special game management area whereby the density of mammals and birds are purposely increased. Impetus came from ocean thermal energy conversion, where they take the cold water from the deep, which is rich in nutrients and dissolved oxygen, and they put it in a vat and they grow abalone, they grow lobster, they grow flounder without feeding them. So the special game management area might be populated with many of the foods that the mammals like, hence increasing the density of this area. This would allow all kinds of hunters, bull hunters, rifle, bird hunters, mammal, to utilize the same resources. So these are some of the visions, brainstorming that I would bring to GMAC.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Yeah, I'd like to just say I really appreciate your expanding on how you see that balance, and in particular, balance of having a voice both for stewardship and the importance of preserving both the habitat and the game, and that the whole idea of access to the forest. I mean, part of this, I see myself not a hunter, but I did get a hunting license only because the only way to get to the forest. And I think it's an excellent course. And but just sort of seeing this as problem solving and recognizing the different the natural different points of view, and that we need to look both short-term and long-term. So thank you very much. Ms. Ford?
Thank you. I appreciate you stepping up for this, Mr. Benavides. But, I'm sorry, Mr. Benavides, yes. But I have to express a concern. And maybe it's just my not understanding what we passed. This is a game management commission. I obviously I voted for it. I understand that. But as a DLNR employee, I think you may have a conflict of interest. And the reason I say that is the game management group is supposed to be producing rules to send up to the DLNR, hoping that we do a good job of it, guys, so that they'll be accepted statewide. And for me to put a DLNR officer on that commission is somewhat of a conflict of interest. I'm really concerned about that. I haven't made a decision yet, but I feel necessary to say that I think there's a little problem there, so I yield.
Would you like
to address that? First of all, I'm not an employee. I'm a volunteer commissioned law enforcement officer. Second, it's this very job that allows me to see both sides of the picture. If I didn't have this job, I would not understand the problems that Hawaiians have in utilizing their gathering rights. If I didn't have this job, I wouldn't understand what is regulated, what is threatened, what is, a lot of technical information came from the 5 years that I spent on Maui, 1 week a month at my own expense. I am an advocate of subsistence hunting. That means not sport hunting, but which is fine. I don't have a problem with sport hunting either. But that means going out and getting food for your family. I'm all for that. Even though I'm a law enforcement officer, I have empathy, maybe more empathy. I see more of the diversity of people out there that need. I can't tell you how many homeless people we had to approach, and we had to use discretion in how to best care for them. Now, I did submit this information in my application as a possible conflict of interest. In addition, I have notified my supervisor in Maui, who has notified the enforcement chief, Mr. Randy Awo. And the state is going to go through some ethics issues. So all I can do is try. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to commend your forthrightness in expressing those possible concerns to your management. But thank you.
No, I also appreciate your willingness to serve the community. That was one of my questions too when you stated, and I looked in your resume also, and you did state the potential of the conflict of interest. But I just wanted to just clear. Currently, you're a volunteer for DLNR on Maui?
Maui branch, yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I just wanted to make sure I got that correct. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that was my same question because, you know, you're volunteering on Maui, right?
Yes, sir.
And this advisory commission is supposed to be for the Big Island, so I don't see any conflict between that. Thank you.
Great. And if it's all right, yeah.
Hi. I just wanted to say thank you, and that you bring the perspective, and you have a deep sense of the rights of Native people to access and gather. I also worked very hard during the late 80s and 90s on the Pashpelago case regarding access and gathering rights. So glad you're going to bring that kind of point of view to this commission. Thank you.
And if it's all right, I'd like to make a final comment. Just in terms of your relationship with DLNR, I don't have any problem with that. You are not an employee. You are not under an obligation to comply with anyone's orders. You're doing this because you believe in it and your civic duty and your belief in caring for the island, and I thank you very much. Okay. Seeing no further comment, Mr. Clerk?
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
No.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 8 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Benavides.
And I'd like you, when there's a no vote, to also say what the number of no votes are.
You have 1 no.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, and seeing no need for you to return, but if you can hang in here for a few more minutes, and we can individually congratulate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
District 7.
Okay, District 7, I believe Mr. Robert White is in Kona.
Okay. And District 7,
Mr. Robert White is being nominated for a 4-year term. He's a 20-year resident of Hawaii. He is, in 1997, he opened and managed the Blue Water Hunter in Kailua Kona, and he's currently the owner-operator, and he states that he is not affiliated with any political party.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I move to have Robert White confirm for the Game Management Advisory Commission.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Okay, so motion by Member Kern and second by Member Kanuha. And Mr. White, would you like to speak to us and tell us about yourself and your vision for this commission?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me here. My name is Rob White. Yes, I own the Blue Water Hunter now, and honored to be here in Kona and representing for Kona. Being the owner and representative for the Blue Water Hunter since its inception in 1997, I've been honored to talk to a lot of my customers over those years and ask them questions about how they see the ocean environment as well as the land environment, and get a lot of Kapuna's input, as well as young people and people not from Hawaii and people from Hawaii, people all over the world, that we get coming in. And I've got a pretty interesting variety of input, and so I feel very honored to be here representing District 7, and I definitely look forward to what this council will be able to, or commission will be able to do for the community representing. So thank you.
Okay, any discussion here?
Yes. Mr. White, would you explain, I know this is going to sound silly, but would you explain to the council what type of hunting and or fishing you actually do?
Absolutely, more than happy to. I rifle hunt mostly Mauna Kea for sheep up there. I bow hunt a variety of places around the island for pigs, for sheep, for goat. I also fish and dive. I fish a little bit. I'm not very good at it, but I spearfish. That's what I sell in the store is spearfishing equipment. I've been doing all of that since roughly about 11 years old. That's just what I do. I feel very fortunate that I've made it kind of a profession as well. So not only do I get to enjoy what I do every weekend, but I get to actually work on the equipment, sell the equipment. I go to trade shows regularly. So I'm actually looking at this commission and representing for the commission not only for the subsistence, as has been stated many times, which I think is the most valuable reason to be on the council, but also I'm actually very interested in the economic standpoint of the viability of the hunting for the island as well, that I don't think has been mentioned or even talked about very much. So that's what I mean by that is how much money is brought into the state or is generated within the state pertaining to hunting and hunting activities, equipment, and so on. So I'm definitely a student in this as well and look forward to learning as much as I can and talking to more people and representing their voices.
Thank you. Do you collect reef fish for the aquarium trade?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mahalo, Mr. White, Drew Kanuha. I appreciate, again, I'll say it again, your commitment to serve the community. I just want to go off of what was stated, you stated earlier. You do have an interest in the economics, obviously, because you own a business that sells equipment for the hunters, right?
That is absolutely correct. That's one reason, yes.
Yeah, just maybe it would have been nice to have possibly stated that in the conflict of interest for your resume. But I just wanted to just make that comment. But I do appreciate your commitment. Thank you.
Do I respond to that or?
Yes, you may.
Well, let's see. It does say very clearly that I do represent the blue water hunter, which has been around since 1997, representing or owner of. I think being in the position that I am, I'm sorry, maybe I misspoke or misrepresented. When I say economic issues pertaining to hunting, fishing, and so forth, I'm actually referring more towards making it more of a viable economic means for the state, not myself, but I understand why you would think that because I'm the owner of the store. But when you make it economical for the members, the community, there's more reason for it to be balanced and for more reason for it to be there, as if sustainability wasn't enough already, and it is. But when I say economics, I'm referring to if we can actually promote the island and generate money to the island because of the resources that we have. It seems to me that it's only looked at this time as these guys that just go out and kill stuff.
With reservations, and it's just that, you know, hearing from other nominees that were voted on, I guess their philosophy was more of personal use or to have just the family or within the community and not like as a business kind of a concept. But you know, I can see that part about the economic part where, you know, there is, I guess, like when you go to Alaska, you go for fishing, there's sport fishing and so forth. So I can see that part. And where for a business side, you need that people in that commission to see that part too. But the last thing I'll just say is that earlier we had another another nominee that was I guess put upon where there might be a conflict, and I think this would be more of a conflict, or instead of the other nominee. But you will get my support, and but we'll be with reservations. Thank you.
Yes.
May I respond to that as well briefly?
Yes, I think go ahead.
I just want to say one thing. When I'm referring to economics, just to get cut and dry, my wife tells me that when I actually hunt and fish on a regular basis, that we spend half the amount of money on groceries when I bring it home. So that's an economic number that you might understand a little bit better when you can cut your bills, in particular your food bill, in half. So that's an economic standpoint. That's all I'm referring to.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Kern.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Based on so far all the commissioners that we've seen come forward, I feel that the commission is being comprised of a pretty diverse group, bringing different attributes to that, and I think that's a very important quality of any commission. So I'm going to support Mr. White here because he brings another element into that, as I have supported all the other commissioners, because they're all bringing their own element, their own insight to that, which hopefully will lead to a proactive, progressive commission and actually get things done, and that's what we need. So I will support. Thank you.
If it's all right, I'm going to make a comment. I want to say I support you very strongly, and I disagree with the reservations that have been expressed, or the concerns that have been expressed. And I believe that this is an economic opportunity, and that I think someone before spoke about special game management areas. That's something that I've testified to and looked at, and I think that, I think if you look around in other states, you look at how do you have certain areas where you feel you need to preserve and have no hunting in order to maintain the habitat and grow the game. You have others that are open, as with here, and you have others where you seek to increase the density and also use this as an economic opportunity, like whether it's hunting, tourism, or anyway, I just want you to know I strongly support your nomination. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And Mr. Clerk can...
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
No.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Kanulua.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye. Reservation.
Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Yes, reservation.
Chair Willie, you have 8 ayes and 1 no on the nomination of Mr. White.
Okay, and is there any reason he should come back to the council? No, seeing none, and sorry that you're not here so that we could congratulate you individually, but thank you very much. And I look forward to meeting you at some point.
Absolutely look forward to meeting all of you at some point. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, Council District 8. We have Mr. Mark C. Bartel for a 2-year term. I believe he's also in Kona with us today. He's a 25-year resident of Hawaii, a self-employed farmer and charter fisherman. He states that he is a Republican.
Okay.
Move to approve Mr. Mark Bartel on the Game Management Commission.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Motion by Councilmember Eoff and second by Councilmember Onishi. And he's
in Kona.
He's in Kona. All right. Mr. Bartel, would you like to speak to us and tell us about yourself and the commission and your vision?
Well, it's an honor to be here today, and thanks for spending the time with us. A little bit about me. Grew up on Oahu on the leeward side, Makakilo, Hanakaihale. Parents were very active water people. Therefore, the three of the boys were very active water people, whether it be fishing, diving, surfing. We did that constantly. Went to college on the mainland. I had an opportunity to pursue a career there for a while. Got to see a variety of the rest of the United States and learned a lot about hunting while I was there. I returned to the Big Island, to the family property, roughly 7 years ago, and quickly became involved in a club, an archery club located on the slopes of Mauna Loa. In that, it was amazing to me the activity we had with children. Focused on kids, getting kids access to the mountain, teaching them to use bows, teaching them to harvest sheep, as well as pigs. And it was just enjoyable. But it's another aspect of the club. Also got involved in a very deep way with DLNR, with U.S. Fish and Wildlife, as well as USGS, which provides a number of the scientists that help U.S. Fish and Wildlife. And over the last 4 years of monthly meetings and back and forths and trying to understand how decisions were made, it became incredibly apparent to me, as well as some of the other members that you heard from today were involved with that, how little the hunters, the gatherers, the fishermen actually had a seat at the table or a voice in many of the decisions regarding land use that were being made, and incredibly frustrating, to be honest with you. You know, currently I spend probably 120 to 130 days on the water. I actively hunt during bird season on Mauna Kea, as well as bow hunt on Mauna Kea, and probably 30 to 40 days on the slopes of Mauna Loa hunting sheep. So I am in the field, I am on the water. To see the state agencies as well as the federal agencies maybe not be as responsive to the needs of those kinds of users, I think is the reason why I'm sitting before you today. I do think that the hunters, the gatherers, and the fishermen need their voice heard in a consistent, coherent way, recognizing that we're not the only ones who use the mountain or the water, and there has to be balance. But it's become incredibly important to me, as well as my kids, and I just became a grandfather, and hopefully that child will have the opportunities that I did. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you very much. Yes, Ms. Councilmember Io.
Thank you, Ms. Chair, Madam Willie. I wanted to thank Mr. Bartel. I think he was one of the original of a group that came to see the past council, and I sat down with Councilmember Pelago and a group of hunters talking about the idea of the Game Management Advisory Commission. So I'm really pleased to see that you're still here and that you're going to serve on the commission. Thank you.
Any further? Yes, Ms. Ford. Oh, are you finished?
Mr. Bartel, are you or any member of your family involved with collection of reef fish for the aquarium trade?
No, we are not.
Thank you.
Any further questions or statements? Mr. Clerk, can you take the vote?
Ms. Eoff.
Aye.
Ms. Ford.
Aye.
Mr. Iligan.
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha.
Aye.
Mr. Kern.
Aye.
Mr. Onishi.
Aye.
Ms. Poindexter.
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimono.
Aye.
Chair Willie.
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 9 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Bartel.
Okay, for District 9.
Our final nominee from Council District 9, who is with us in Waimea today, is Mr. Cleon M. Bailey. He's a 28-year resident of Hawaii, a member of the Hawaii Carpenters Union and the Hawaii Operating Engineers Union, who has been disabled for the past 16 years. He states that he is a Republican.
Okay.
It's on.
Move to approve. Leon Bailey to the Waitangi Knowledge Advisory Commission.
Okay. Yes, motion by Councilmember Eoff and second by Councilmember Onishi. Okay, Mr. Bailey, I'm glad to have you there in Waimea. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? And having met you recently, I know you have some great ideas. So could you share those with this group?
Yes, thank you, Chair Willie and council members. I wasn't sure I was going to make it here today, so I generated a short omission statement. I'll just go ahead and read from it if you don't mind. But the reason why I want to sit on the committee, firstly, I'm a single parent. I live in District 9, specifically in the USDA self-help subdivision of O'Uli. I moved to the Big Island right after working on Johnson Atoll as a carpenter in the early 80s. Secondly, I belong to a hunting and a fishing culture. I have been for all my life. This is what identifies me in my community. This culture is a living heritage. The University of Massachusetts includes this question in their definition of what is heritage because there's different ideas of what heritage means. So I thought I'd bring this to your attention. And in their definition, they propose the question, who owns the past and who speaks for past generations? Question. I raise my hand to speak towards preserving this heritage for future generations. The University of Massachusetts continues to highlight in their definition of what is heritage by stating, active public discussion about material and the intangible heritage of individuals, groups, communities, and nations is a valuable facet of public life in our multicultural world. Wherefore, I respectfully ask for your consideration and allow me to be an interim advocate towards game management on Hawaii Island. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If it's all right, and seeing no lights, then okay, yes. Okay, I didn't see you.
That's all. Mr. Bailey, thank you for that introduction to yourself. In your life, how much hunting have you actually done, or fishing?
All my life, with the exception of a period from 1996 to present from a disability. But I've maintained my hunting license ever since. I've owned a boat pretty much all my life, just as a private fisherman. I let it go in 1996 because of my injury. As I stated, I'm a single parent of a young man. He's 17 going on 18 years old. He obtained his hunting license when he was 13 years old, and I would drop him off on Mauna Kea, and he would harvest subsistence for the family with a bow and arrow and keep our cold storage full, and he has been up to this point. So I would say that, you know, I'm in the field even during that interim period where I wasn't able to actually physically hunt. I still was in the field enjoying watching the hunters from my truck, reading and then watching them come back and then listening to their stories, and it would just help me get through this interim period of my disability.
Thank you, sir. I yield.
Okay, if it's all right, I'd like to speak. I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Bailey, and I really felt that he will be an exceptional member on this committee, and I hope he continues. I think one of the statements from one of the earlier testifiers was the importance of having a coherent voice and bringing the hunting community together, and it's in that area of cohesiveness and bridging alliances, or say where bow hunting versus say black powder rifle hunting in different areas come into conflict and concerns. I also think he sees the big picture in terms of the importance of preservation of habitat for the future, and a sense of what a concern for all of us, and that is preservation of culture and appreciation of nature in our lives. So I want you to know you have my full support, and I very much appreciated your taking the time to meet with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Mr. Clerk?
Ms. Eoff?
Aye.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Iligan?
Aye.
Mr.
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Willie?
Aye.
Chair Willie, you have 9 ayes on the nomination of Mr. Bailey.
Okay, and sorry you're not here to be with us so we can congratulate you, and I don't see any need for him to come back to full council. Thank you, and I think we take a 5 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes,
5 minutes.
5 minute break to say it's going like this to congratulate the nominees. Good, they've all worked really hard to get here.
By the way, Billy Joe is a great.
What you guys ever learned or meet with anybody, make sure that the hunters themselves do it. They gotta do that, right? Get that message out of here. That's right. Just inform the others about that. Hey. Congratulations. I'd like to be in touch with you.
Hey, Carrie.